This thing is just dragging.
It's horrible
It's
over
horrible.
here. Look at some.
Hi, everyone.
Oh,
and we don't know if we're dragging, so
we don't
please
even
let
know
us
if
know.
we're stuck.
Huh? Well, let's go to comments here. Wait for our people to get on. They're just starting to log in. They're running in. Hi, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
We don't know if we're dragging. We don't know what's going on because we have. So please start writing. Let us know. Say hello. You guys are coming in. I see the numbers going up. Up.
Okay, since we're in, I'll go ahead and introduce us.
Everyone.
So welcome to another episode of Sunday Bites and Tidbits. I'm Chef Babette.
I'm Terrah Bennett-Smith. And some people call us the Hoot. Somebody said.
Who said that?
Somebody posted, it's dragging, but it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you. Maybe one day we won't drag.
Look at that lamp back there. Makes my headscarf look like it's
coming out the
side. Coming out the side.
Canada.
Canada?
That's what it says. It's probably Canada.
Oh.
Hello.
There's Tom.
You're on now. Hey, Tom.
Tom.
And Aza, and Lisa, who told us we were dragging because we drag queens.
Oh,
I don't know where that came from.
I don't even know why she said that, y'all.
You know, sometimes we are queens.
Tripping.
Hey, we are queens.
She beat tripping.
No. We are queens, but we happen to be dragging on computer. We're not technically. We're computer dragging.
You better leave that word. You better
leave that alone. So welcome, everyone. We are very sorry if technology is acting crazy today. We don't know what it is. Shakira said, I be.
What
you be, Shakira?
What you be, mama?
So today we were having, she changed it to Canada. Is Babette wearing a lampshade? Yeah, she is wearing a lampshade. You know what, Tom? She's wearing a lampshade.
You know, Tom? Hey, Tom. I got to do something about that. Can you move this just a hair?
Oh, good. So Shakira says she's always wanted a colonic. So great, because we have two people on, but one of them is going to come. What do you need, her?
I got to do.
You want to get out the lampshade?
Yeah, I'm going to get the lampshade.
Okay, she's going to go. Head. Well, I just talk a little bit about Tamiko, who's getting ready to come on. She has Vegan Soul Sister. We were on her show, and we wanted her to come and talk on our show. However, we had a little mix up, so Tamika's just going to come and introduce herself. Instead of us doing our 10-minute warm-up, she's going to just kind of come and introduce herself, and then she's back next week. Look how stupid look how crazy the look where I moved it. So now it's in between us. Everything looks fine. Glad to be here. All right, Sean.
Okay, thanks.
Hello, Brenda. Our ladies. Hello from San Francisco Bay. Where's all our people from the UK? Tuning in all the way from El Salvador.
Hey, El Salvador.
Anyway, so without further ado, we'd like to welcome our guest today, Tamiko Garner. She is Vegan Soul Sister, and she's just going to tell you a little bit about what she does, and then we're going to bring in our lady who's going to talk about cleaning out your booty. Your
Terrah.
What?
Terrah.
It doesn't clean out your booty, actually.
I can't believe you said
it goes in the booty to clean out the colon. What? Everybody has a booty. Well, some people don't have a booty. We don't have a booty. I'm scared if you don't have a booty.
Okay.
Why is this thing coming up? It's not playing on Facebook. Why not? Must Lisa pick when you all make my Sunday. Oh, thank you, Lisa. We are having so much technical challenges right now. We got a ball spinning around. So we're going to move this out of the way.
Can you just say okay?
I can't because the ball's spinning. It won't let me do anything. So I have to wait till it comes back. Hello from Vegas. All righty, let's bring it to Tamiko Garner. Come on, Tamiko.
Hey. Oops. Hey. Long time no see, y'all. Long time no see.
I know, it's been a while. How are you, darling?
I'm doing pretty good. Good to see you guys. Good to see y'all.
You too, darling. We're excited to have you join us next week. Can you hear us okay?
Yes.
I think there might be a delay.
I can.
Okay. So just
it's
tell
a little
us
bit of a delay.
About what. Okay, so tell us a little bit about what you do, and so people what they have to look forward to next week.
Great. Hi, my name is Tamiko Garner, and I am the plant-based vegan sister. And I like to keep it real and relatable and inspire people to adopt a plant-based vegan way of eating, one little old plate at a time. I felt like I just had to do that. I haven't done that in so long.
I
But
love that.
I call myself the plant-based vegan transition specialist. That's a mouthful. And I
Okay.
offer,
No,
say it
I'm
again?
saying, and I messed up her name, and I apologize because we had the vegan soul sister on last week.
Right.
She's the plant-based vegan sister.
Right.
So I apologize, and thank you for clarifying that.
Oh, that's okay. It's written right there on the thing. They can see it too.
Yeah,
So it's written.
plant-based vegan.
Yeah, but
written
they
here.
can see it, but obviously I can't. So tell us. So what are you gonna share next week?
So next week we'll talk about, we'll just kind of, if people have questions and thinking about transitioning and adopting a plant-based vegan way of eating. I actually have a virtual summit that's coming up on the March 27th and 28th. That's going to be the Total Health Summit. So we're going to talk about
Nice.
everything on that. So I'm
Okay.
looking forward to that. It should be a lot of
And
fun.
next week we'll give you enough time because that'll just be what, the 21st or something like
Yep.
that. So that'll give
Yes.
you enough time to really promote the summit well,
Yes.
and then get some people involved. So we look forward to having you next week, and thank you for stopping by and saying
Thank you for
hello.
having me. I'll see
All right,
y'all
baby.
ladies later. You know, you got me
You take care,
backstage with the
and that's
booty.
yeah, Tom said, what did Tom say?
Uh-oh.
What did Tom? Coming out loud and clear, booty.
Wait, Tamiko.
The internet is wonky as butt. As bunky than we do. Okay. So, but okay. This next young lady who's coming in, she has been, how long have you known
Ooh.
LaDonna?
Oh, for years and years and years.
I worked with her husband. I directed him in a Brenda Lieger piece. And so I knew of her. We met maybe once, but never really Thomas, you three need to go out clubbing. Where?
There's Gwen.
Hey, Gwen.
Hey,
Little Rock,
Mama.
Arkansas. But anyway, so LaDonna Bennett, she does colonics, and
Yeah.
I've had a few recently. And
She gave me my first one.
I know
ever.
you've ever
Last
had. So
week. I had never had one.
I know they're so that when you get one done, it is so like you don't want to put anything else in your body ever.
Right.
You know, and I ended up losing 5 pounds because last week I lost 5 pounds.
Wow.
I know. Now I'm putting it back on though because I'm hungry. But anyway, let's
Wow.
welcome LaDonna to the stage.
Yay! Welcome, LaDonna. Love LaDonna.
She's beautiful. She's
Yes,
smart,
she is, and
and
regal, and
regal.
has a lot to say.
Yeah, and we're waiting for this to come up. Add to stream. I'm adding it, person. Oh my God, technology.
There it is. Hey, Mama.
Am I ready to go?
You ready to go, baby? Talk whenever. Tell us about. Okay, can you hear us? Okay, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
So,
just
like
know
I
we
said,
have a delay.
my name is
Tell us
LaDonna
about
Bennett,
yourself.
and I have been a colon therapist for possibly like 32 years or so. And I've had so many experiences and life-changing experiences, and so have my clients that I have come in contact with throughout the years. And I'm just in such gratitude for, I was going over what I was going to talk about today, and just really became overwhelmed by my life and the opportunities that I've had with all the individuals that have come past my path, and we've crossed each other's path, and the healings and the transformations that have taken place for individuals. I'm just, I'm into releasing blockages. That's number one. And really our blockages start in our mind. And a lot of the stuff that goes on in our colon is emotional. We have to hold our stress in that area. It's such a sensitive area. And anyone that works in that area, the bowel area, it's like we're digging deep. We're moving some old stuff out that's been accumulated and has been impacted inside of there for years and years and years. So like for my experience, what I had, I remember years ago, my skin used to be so bad. Anything I didn't do anything for me. It was all topical stuff, and all the dermatologists would give me topical creams. And when I would ask them, is it the sugar? Is it Is it fried foods? Is it chocolate? And I don't know. And they'll give me a tube of stuff, and I go home and I will still have that same problem over and over again. And when I used to model and stuff, they would put all this makeup on me to cover up the blemishes, which irritated my skin even more. So I think what it pushed me in the direction of finding out what was going on with my system, because I knew it wasn't topical. It had to be from the inside of me, something that I was doing that was wrong. So Spirit just led me in that direction. And my sister was working in a doctor's office, and she was trying to introduce me to a lady that was a colon therapist, and that was trying to get her to come work in her office. So she suggested me. I wasn't interested because I didn't want to be in a hospital situation. I had no idea what colonics was. I didn't want to be in that kind of environment. I was designing clothes. I was healing people with my clothes. I was feeling the fabric. I was saying that my clothes were making people beautiful and they were healing themselves, but I didn't know what I was calling forth in my life. And, you know, when we met, she kind of told me, she says, you will be a terrible representative for my business because my skin was so bad.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, wow, okay, well, if I had known you a few years ago, this would have ended up a little differently, but I walked away. And I told my sister, if you like her, you work for her. And I kept doing what I was doing. And so what happened was a few days later, the lady calls my sister looking for me. And I was like, this lady's crazy. I'm not interested in working with her.
She just said you'd be a terrible representative.
But I want to talk to you anyway. Like, really?
So then I said, okay, I'm going to get rid of her. I know how to get rid of her. So I raised the price really high for her to hire me. So she would run. And as Spirit would have it, the lady hired me anyway. She wanted me to work for her. And I said, you know, no, I don't think it's time for us to work together, sometime in the future, maybe. And she says, thank you for being honest. So she waited a few more days and she called my sister again. And so then my sister said, look, the lady probably will pay you whatever you want to. And, you know, you're going to not have a job at the place where I was working at. And I was like, so I went in and I talked with her. And I actually went into her office as an office manager.
Wow.
Not knowing what colonics was, no idea. But I always wondered, how did the models keep their bodies so thin and shape? And how did they keep their skin so beautiful? And Lord and behold, as I was working there, all the models are coming in, all the scenes start coming in. And I was like, oh, this is what they're doing. And in her office, she had a nutritionist, she had a chiropractor, and she had an acupuncturist. And so I started to learn how to change my diet. And I started eliminating the sugar. I started eliminating the fried foods. I started eliminating the breads. I started eliminating the cheese. I was a cheese fanatic.
I think most people.
That's the hardest thing to give up.
Oh, it's hard. I wanted
cheese.
I wanted it melting and stringing, baby.
Extra cheese. We used to get the extra cheese on the pizza, so when you bite it,
right? Exactly. Yeah. You know, not realizing that one is eating a bowl of snot. You know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It turns into mucus, you know, and that was all throughout my whole body. And so this lady started working with me with colonics, and by me changing my way of eating, my skin started to clear up, my attitude started to shift, my mind was more clearer, my eyes were much brighter, and I was just feeling really super fantastic about my life. And then one day, she got really sick and she leaned on the desk where I was working at, and her skin color was like a bluish gray. And she said, if I closed the office for an hour and I showed you what to do, would you do it for me? And I was like, I'm working on your time, you know, right? So she closed the office. She guides me through giving her a colonic. And as Spirit would have it, as the lady started releasing, I started to see her complexion come back. That pasty look that she had on her face started to dissipate. And that's what happens to us is usually a person starts to have a gray film over their skin, and you know that there's something going on internally inside of them.
Mm.
So as she got up and got off the table and she did a release and everything, she came out the restroom, she said, I can always use another colon hydrotherapist. If you're interested, I will train you and teach you everything I know. She had been doing it for about 30 years. So then I, with my little smart self at the time, I was like, I think about it. So I thought about it. So I was like, well, dog, you know, there's something else to learn how to do. Be open, LaDonna, just learn how to do it. So I ended up training under her. And then I started getting to the office really early so that I could practice on myself and give myself colonic so I can understand what it is and how it was. And I was like, this lady's gonna come in here and catch me giving myself a colonic. So then I was like, okay, let me just tell her. I asked her, I said, would you be okay if I gave myself, trained on myself so I can see how it feels and I can understand it a little more? And she was like, sure. So then I started working on the people in the office, and everybody started wanting to come to me in the office, right? And so then I said, well, okay. She says, LaDonna, she said, when are you gonna start doing colonics? And I said, well, I get ready. And so then she said, okay. So she was very clever and very smart. So then after a few days, and she says, I'm going to be out of town on Saturday, the weekend. And there was another therapist that was working there. So I was like, well, that therapist is going to work, right? So I get to work that Saturday morning. And I'm like, where's the other lady? She's not showing up. Where's she at? So then she never came. The client came. And I said, well, she'll be here in a few minutes, right? So then Lay said, no, you're going to do my colonic today.
She got her book. She got a appointment.
Right.
I said, oh my God, I am. And I was like, okay. So I locked the door. I took her in, gave her a colonic. I did 10 people that day.
No way.
Wow.
So
she broke you in.
She broke me in. And from that point, my life changed. And after I finally left her space, then I ended up working with a group of doctors in Santa Monica, and they sent me to school to become certified. Mm-hmm. And so my life shifted after that. And just a little bit of a story about my husband. You know, we had just freshly met, and he came by my apartment, and he had eaten something at my house, and you know, brother was on the floor, and he was like rolling around, and I could see the agony on his face. And now he never knew what I did, but I knew what he did because he's a musician, artist. I would go hear him play. So he's rolling around on the floor, and I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? And so then he says,
what a date.
Oh no, he about to die.
So he proceeded to tell me that, you know, every time that he eats, that he has this problem. And it's pain. It's so much pain. And the doctors were going to cut part of his colon out and give him a colostomy.
Oh God, they always do that.
So then I look at your eyes, and I said, oh my God. I said, you don't know what I do. And so then he was kind of like looking at me. And I said, I'm a colon therapist. And I explained to him, you know, I get all accumulated material out of the colon, you know, so that your digestion's better, so that your elimination's better, you know, and I kind of guide you in different ways of eating better food, you know, so that you don't have this problem anymore. And so then I said, you can come and see me. I said, I would definitely do that first before the doctor puts a knife to me, you know, so I said, give it a try. So he ended up coming to the office in Santa Monica. And after about 2 or 3 sessions, he started to notice a difference. And I started to notice the difference. And then what I had realized about him is that he has a very high metabolism. So when I met him, he was very bulky. And he was like Kunta Kinte, you know? And so what happened was, so he was eating. So he was eating a lot of foods that was making him buffed and making him look like he was really built. And as I started working with him, I says, you know, you're going to have to eliminate that food, because he was eating sugar, he was eating wheat, he was eating dairy, he was eating fried foods, he was eating cheese, he was eating everything under the sun to keep his body the way he wanted it to look on the outside, but he was killing himself on the inside.
On the inside. Mm-hmm.
And so as he started to let that stuff go, I says, listen, this is what's going to happen. You're going to keep your definition, but your body's going to lean out. And that's just the way your body is. You can't help it.
Right.
And so then he was in agreement with it. So then I said, listen, I said, after we get done with your series of 12, I says, go back to your doctor. I want you to do another x-ray. So the very first x-ray that came in the transverse colon from this side to here, this was black.
Ooh.
So
you mean during the very first one?
On the very first one. So basically what the doctors were going to do was going to cut that out and give the brother a colostomy bag. And it was like, he would have died. You know, that's not cute. Yeah, but he would have died.
Horrible.
You play a horn, he wouldn't have survived. So the second x-ray that he came back with after we got him through the sessions, that was all eliminated. Brother never had surgery.
See?
He's totally fine. His digestion is good. He goes to the restroom as many times as I do a day. I had him on a vegan diet for probably about 6 years. And then he started adding some other things back into his diet. But I was like, you know, not often, every once in a while. You don't do that on a regular basis. You don't do it daily, because you're going to back everything back up again, all over again. So I'm only telling people the stories because our environment that we come from, the foods that our parents fed us, we can't bring that into our adult life. When we were kids, we were running around, it was moving through us, we didn't pay any attention to it, but as we get older, the digestive tract starts to slow down. That's why the antacid business is so huge.
Oh my gosh.
The Rolaids, the Tums, the Alka-Seltzer, is because people start to have indigestion, they start to have heartburn, they start to have all of this stuff, and we start having skin problems, and your hair is not looking good. You have stinky feet. You go to the bathroom. Nobody can go to the bathroom.
I have stinky feet though, LaDonna.
Well, then
some people got stinky feet.
She said we'll talk about that. But you know what, LaDonna? What's really true? I don't wear deodorant anymore. I don't have to. All that stench has gone away. And even like, remember we were talking about the food combining? Even in properly combining the food, it gets rid of the stench. When you tell people that your poop doesn't have to stink, they want to kind of like, well, a baby's poop stinks. I'm telling you, you can get rid of every stench by just combining the food properly and eating what you're supposed to eat.
And getting enough chlorophyll.
Right.
Enough chlorophyll in your diet helps the body odor.
Exactly. That's massively important.
And chlorophyll actually will help your bowels move. If you get enough of it in your system, it actually acts as a movement, a laxative for your body. It's not a laxative. It's some of the things that I show people to do are not laxatives. It's just basic things to support your colon. It's colon health. You know, people go get their teeth clean. Why can't you get your colon clean? What's going on?
Right.
Because they don't feel like that, you know, the colon is this thing that is
but you know
not seen to anyone.
I'm with you. It's like we never really think about bathing. You don't think about bathing the inside. You only wash the outside.
Because people like the way your teeth look when you smile. Otherwise, nobody want to see you smile.
Exactly.
But, you know, but if you really associated what's coming, the smells that are coming out of you with your colon, then you keep that colon clean.
No, but seriously, the breath smells, the poop smells, the deodorant, all that stuff is eliminated when you learn.
I haven't worn deodorant in many years. I ain't messing with my lymphatic system. Because you guys, folks, put that stuff, you got aluminum in it.
Especially with the aluminum in it.
Oh, my God. it messes your whole body up. If people don't
Exactly.
realize what's in it, and what people don't read is the ingredients.
Exactly.
And the ingredients and start to understand, you would not put that poison in your body.
But see, that is why I read that book, Fit for Life, Volume 2. It taught you all about food combining. No, Volume 1 taught you about food combining, but Volume 2 teaches you all about all of this aluminum, your deodorant, your toothpaste, the water, the everything. It tells you about everything.
Who said fluoride was good for your teeth?
Right. That was a big money-making scheme.
I know.
And they still got it on the shelf.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. But we don't want to cut you off, but do you know anyone in the Pensacola, Florida that can do colonics? So can you guide someone to how they will find that out?
What you want to do is go to i-act, i-act.org.
I-A-C-T.
I'm going to write it down. I-act.org.
I-act.org.
I'm sorry, it's not dash in here. Okay, so I-act.org.
And what you'll do is put your area code in there, and it would give you a list of licensed practitioners that actually do colon therapy in your area.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. A list of practitioners
for your area.
Practitioners in your area. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so what do you want to keep going, LaDonna?
No, go to another. Wait, LaDonna, let's get a couple of questions in here because we got some.
We got a bunch of them.
Pretty,
and of
pretty
course,
big.
I can't spell practitioner.
You did pretty good, though.
Yeah, but I can't see that.
I mean, you know,
you get a list for your area.
Praction.
But you get a list for your area. That's all.
Yeah. Praction.
I know, but okay, it's this computer. All right. Practitioners.
You two are a hoot.
That's what that is. See, this is not right. Practice, Practit. IONER.
Right.
In your area. You know what?
You don't forget about it, practitioner.
I'm not doing it.
All right, get Tom's question right
Okay,
quick.
wait, we have a few questions up here, LaDonna, and then we're going to go
Tom
back.
had a big one about his mom.
Yeah, hold on, we got to find this. Babette wearing a lampshade. We already discussed your lampshade here. Coming in loud and clear, booty, 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 booty. Okay, I'm trying to convince my mom. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to convince my mom to get one, but she's stubborn and won't listen. Often uses profanity. Like, you're taking the shit out of me. Leave alone.
See, you know, that's what I'm talking about, the mindset. We have to shift our mindset and we have to be open for new experiences. You know, because like I said, our past experiences follow us into our adulthood, and that's with everything in our life. But it prevents us from moving forward to make a shift in our life. It's like, don't wait till something goes really wrong with your health in order to say, okay, I'm going to do it now. How many times?
People always want to clean up after close the barn door after the horse is gone. My mom used to say.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, check this out.
Somebody says how. Okay, let's just get this. How often?
Okay. So if you've never done colonics before, my suggestion is to first just sign up for at least 3. That's a good introductory to colonics. It's not going to clean out your colon, but you'll get to notice some differences in your body and your health, your energy, less bloating. You'll feel better. You'll sleep better. You'll be a little bit more aware of what you're putting into your system, but you ain't cleaned out yet because you have 5 to 7 feet of large intestine.
Yeah, it's so much of it.
Yes, and with the smaller intestine, it's about another 26.
See, that's a lot.
It's a lot. So 3 colonics is just the tip of the iceberg. If you're really committed to cleansing and getting healthy and going deep, you'll probably want to sign up from anywhere from 12 to 15. Now, the closer together you do your sessions, the better results that you're going to get. Some people, if I see that they need to come back and do back-to-back, I have them come back and do back-to-back so they don't feel bad. Or I may have you come and do it every 2 or 3 days, or you'll do it once a week, because you don't want to say, oh, I'll have a colonic today and I'll wait next month or next year and I'll do it again. You ain't doing nothing, because every time you come in, you're starting all
still
over
yeah, it's
again.
like you're still impacting
Yeah.
on top of what's already there, huh?
And still, you haven't even gotten
come back
up
to
there.
where you left off.
Right, right.
Well, Sandra Sharp, I'm so thankful for you guys having this show. I recently started thinking of having my colon cleansed, but fear was my initial feeling. So this is the talk. This talk is so helpful. What are people fearful of when they get one?
The unknown. The unknown.
But you know what, LaDonna? I can remember doctors telling me that you only needed to use the bathroom a couple of times a week. I remember doctors literally telling me that. Man, and then after I transitioned, I learned you eat every day. You're supposed to poop every day. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you better go at least 2 or 3 times a day.
Exactly.
If you eat, you should be going. You know, my mother always said, LaDonna, you remind me of chicken. You eat, you poop. You know, and it's like that was the best thing that
That's a good thing you were like a chicken, huh?
Gwen says in the early 90s, I had a similar situation and was told I would have a colonoscopy bag for the rest of my life. I said no. I started the colostomy bag. Yes, I'm sorry. I have no glasses. The master cleanse I started the master cleanse for 14 days, praying along the way. The day I was set up for surgery, the doctor was amazed that he could not find the polyps or any need for the surgery. I went home that night and stayed on top of my colon.
Very good.
Yeah, because you know what, those little bags ain't cute. You ain't not fashionable.
No, I had a sister-in-law that wore that thing for years and years and years. She had a horrible quality of life.
Yeah. Do colonics eliminate all digestive bacteria? And how? We already said how often do you get one? Okay.
How often do you get a colonic?
No, we said that. Do they eliminate all digestive bacteria?
It's going to get rid of the bad and the good. So you want to replenish the good flora back into your system by taking a good probiotic. You know, I always tell people to take a good probiotic, especially if you're going to do like a nice package of colonics.
Just asking about probiotics.
Somebody's asking about that. What are good probiotics to take in between? Do you recommend anyone in particular?
There's many ones that you can take. I mean, usually the ones that I get are refrigerated, and I don't usually stay on the same thing all the time because I don't want my body to get used to the same thing. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just like people taking laxatives. If you're on laxatives consecutively, then your body becomes very dependent on taking it. The colon becomes very lazy. So the peristaltic muscles are not working anymore. You know, so my thing is really trying to get people off of laxatives and start to, you know, get more magnesium in your system, get the chlorophyll in your system, you know, get your probiotics in your system, and, you know, just really try to get the things in your body that are natural and work with your diet. Let that stuff go. Let the grains go. Sometimes that needs to be eliminated from your diet because grains create a lot of inflammation around your organs, which that creates dis-ease in the body. So I have totally let go of grains. I don't eat them anymore. It is not a part of my diet. I don't have the bloating that I had before. My digestion is a lot better. I don't feel sluggish and tired anymore. So I can't tell people how important it is. You can't backslide. You can't be like, okay, I'm gonna eat a little bit of this and do a little bit of that. And it's like, it affects your body. I'm gonna be honest with you, during the last 4 years, you know, I was meditating and doing all my work and everything, but I would have me some wine at the end of the day just to wind down from all the stuff that was going on in the world, you know? And then I got to the point where it's like, I am done with this thing. I'm done with the extra weight and bloating in my system. I mean, it's like, that's where we have to have our mindset. We have to,
you have to be tired.
To be aware that this thing that I'm doing ain't good for me.
Right.
Don't do that to myself anymore. I love my body.
Get there.
We get
We
there.
all
yeah.
get there because nobody's running 100.
And everybody's what that there is or what that thing is.
What that
so
there you
different,
go.
know
What
I
that
mean?
there is
Because
your there.
is your there. Let's answer Lynette's question. V. Lynette, will colonics help with fibroid and cyst elimination?
Sometimes it will, but you really, really need to work with a practitioner to help to take some stuff to help to break that stuff out of your system. And then sometimes it just may eliminate, you can actually see it releasing, or it just dissipates in the body, just depending on how small they are.
Okay, well, thank you. Cassandra, this is a question for us. Are you all going to keep this live?
Ooh, child, I'm tired. Ooh, honey. I don't know. I believe I'm going to go take a nap.
Well, one show we were like, okay, we're done. We tired. We just gonna do tape shows. So if y'all say we can keep it live, we're gonna keep it live. We're gonna torture the little ladies over here, but we enjoyed coming on for you guys. So,
but y'all should have heard us. That's how we was. Look, and one day it was like Terrah was like, "Ooh, child." I said, "Me too." Ooh, when I get off work early, Miss Magnolia be wanting to take a nap. And then you guys said no. So we're gonna keep it live for now, right?
For right now, we're live until nobody shows up. And then we don't have to do it anymore.
You got to tell your friends, make the numbers grow.
Friends, make our numbers grow. Okay. Do colonics clean more than the prep they give you for colonoscopies? Oh, I've heard a gastro. Can you read this? Because you have a
gastroenterologist.
Yeah, says that
was a big ass word.
Like I'm trying to read all that in one word. Like break it up in syllables.
You said one word.
That's too many letters. Says that there isn't anything impacted after the colonoscopy prep.
Well, you're gonna clean it out enough in order for them to see your colon. Myself personally, I usually do about 3 colonics prior to going to them, so I don't have to do all of that stuff that they give you to drink. And it usually always comes out just fine. A week or so later after the colonoscopy, I give myself a colonic and I still have more stuff coming out.
Wow.
And what about masses
on the breast? The masses on the breast, well, that usually is kind of like lymphatic stuff. That's also diet stuff. Colonics is only going to help you when you're detoxing and getting that stuff out, so it doesn't spread throughout the body. But that I would go to a doctor for. Don't depend on colonics to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Oh, there isn't anyone.
There isn't anyone in my area. What did you suggest? We have it in the feed. I don't know if you looked up
.org.
Yeah. And you might have to find something a little bit adjacent and make that, if it's important to you,
a trip.
You know that even if you can't go every 3 times a week, I'm going to change my diet, and number one, and then I'm going to make, this is my outing for myself to take care of myself.
Hey,
so it might be a little bit of a drive.
It's a time to take a break, go stay in an Airbnb somewhere near there and commit a couple weeks to be in there and do your work.
Let me ask you this, LaDonna. So a lot of people, in between the colonics, they do enemas. And I know, do enemas do anything?
I used to have to do enemas because I was plugged up all the time. No, I had to do enemas. I almost had to dig it out of me. I was so plugged up. I'm sorry.
Well, I was raised up on enemas. So
me too.
I thank my grandmother that passed away at 110 because anytime we would get sick or something would happen to us, you tell my mom would say, "Let me call mother and find out what's up." She just gonna tell you to give us the enema, right? So the enemas that come, they usually have the really short applicator that's on there. What I suggest, if you have a doctor that can actually get you, allow you to, they'll write a prescription for you to get catheter. So you want the long catheter. And so you want to attach that catheter to that baby catheter. And then when you're on the floor and you insert the tube in, of course, lubed up, and you push it in, You push it in all the way up. Okay, don't laugh.
Yeah.
I saw that face. I saw your face. And you just push it all the way up to, it's a little green thing at the end. Push that all the way up to where the anus is. And now you have it, the water now is releasing in the beginning of the colon, not at the end of the colon. So when you're doing a enema, it's only working the lower part of the colon.
Right.
If you're continuing to use that over and over and over again with the little small thing, it can actually balloon the colon out in that area and create a problem for you.
Wow.
So I would say do the catheter. It's not a colonic, but it's almost as good as giving yourself a colonic, because you let that water go up higher in the colon. Now it's going to push that stuff out.
Okay.
So that you have to get a prescription for
to get the catheter.
Yeah, you can't just go in and in a medical supply and just buy it.
So a lot of doctors, because they don't necessarily always believe in certain things, how do you get them to get you a prescription for that? Like, what would you suggest?
You have to find a doctor that's kind of open to health and healing and believe in colonics, because there's a lot that don't, but I've had doctors that actually have come to see me, and I asked them specifically, it's like, when you guys are in medical school, do they really extensively train you guys on the colon? No, they don't. That's why when you have a problem and you go to the doctor and you say, I only go to the toilet twice a week. Oh, that's okay. That's just the way your colon works. And they'll send you home with Metamucil. And what is Metamucil going to do? It's not going to do anything for you, but probably just make you not feel good, make you sick, So you want to get in there and just clean that stuff out. Just do it. Just do it.
And LaDonna, somebody is asking a question, saying something about
to fast before.
Yeah, but then I wanted to say this right quick.
Go ahead.
People seem to feel like maybe just like we have somebody that says prune juice for me several times a week, and that works. But years of eating animal flesh can also create impacted colons with years and years of undigested flesh in your intestines.
Absolutely.
So even though you think you're going to the bathroom, so I go to the bathroom several times a day, but when I came and got that colonic, you were able to clean me out for that particular day, and I still need to come back and see you two more times.
Absolutely.
So if you're impacted, like I can remember hearing that. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. You guys can correct me. I don't know. But I always heard when John Wayne passed away, he had 40 pounds of fecal matter in his intestines.
True. Absolutely. And
so it's not just about eating prune juice. It's about doing the maintenance and talk to him about the good flora, the good bacteria that she already talked about. It's a good thing to go ahead and really clean out, even though you lose some of the good bacteria as you just described.
Well, the main thing is just get that stuff out.
Right.
Putting the probiotics in the
cleansing
system is not a big deal. You may have a colon therapist that is in your area that can actually do implants for you. So they'll do probiotic implants into the colon, so that it can absorb in the system. So anything you put in your colon, anything you put into your colon is going to absorb into your system a lot quicker, than taking it by mouth. So usually if somebody has a yeast problem, they're constantly craving sugars and all that kind of stuff. So I will do a probiotic implant, which helps to soothe them on the inside, which helps to relax the colon really good. And they feel really, really good. So you want to replenish a good flora back in there. Someone was asking about preparation, right?
Right. Do you need to fast first?
Yeah. So your preparation, who is that? LaDonna? Good to see you here.
Somebody says Shelly Smith is saying hi to you. I just wanted to make sure you knew her. You said hi back to Shelly. So go ahead.
Yeah. So preparation. I usually tell people to prepare for me at least 1 to 3 days. And 1 to 3 days would be eating light, doing vegetable soups and broths and smoothies and vegetable juicing. and making sure you're drinking a lot of water so your body's hydrated, because the hydration on that table is what's going to help your colonic. If you come in there and you ain't drinking water, it takes about 20 minutes before you start to release. You're wasting your time.
That's sweet.
You're wasting your time. You know, it's like, I personally, if I know that I haven't drank enough water, I'm not getting on that table because I know what I got to deal with. So when I'm hydrated, that means your session is going to be really good. Maybe about 10 minutes in, before that even, you'll start eliminating material to start to come out. It'll start to release. So just go on and drink the water.
So let me ask you a question. So when you don't drink the water and the water's going in you, what happens?
Well,
like, how could you tell that someone's not hydrated?
It takes the therapist at least about 15 minutes or so to hydrate you. You'll start to release, but it's not the release that you could have had, because if I see that water level is really low and it's not filling up that tube, that means you're dehydrated. You ain't drinking water.
So, okay, so you use me as an example, because I just had one, and you can take in that doesn't matter if you can take in a lot of water. Taking in a lot of water could be due to you not having a lot of gas. If a person has a lot of gas in the system, then it's resistance. So we have to work against that, and then, slowly get it to move out, and then eventually that gas to start to come out. That's why at the beginning of a colonic, it's always good to be on your side, because that's the easiest way to rock that gas out, before you get on your back. And then if I see somebody's having a really hard issue with eliminating and discomfort, then I'll get you back on your side again so that gas can come out. Okay. I started using a pre and probiotic because the bloating. The bloating has gotten worse since my cycle stopped a few months ago. Is that okay to use along with becoming a vegan? They have vegan probiotics too. I know that. So,
Absolutely.
They have vegan, so it doesn't. I can't imagine. Go ahead.
And then watch your food combining for the bloating after you eat. There's certain foods that you need to eat together and others that you do not. Number one, don't eat carbohydrates and proteins together. You're always going to get gas and bloating if you eat a carbohydrate and a protein. That's like
sandwiches. If you're doing meat
sandwiches are worse. They're the worst. I used to be a sandwich queen, because it was so easy. Throw it together, get in your car, take off, bam, 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 gone. But then you're mixing this bad food combining, and when I started food combining, that kind of went out the window for me.
Yeah. What about beans? We talked about that, because a bean, when it's cooked, it becomes a carbohydrate and a protein. And people always mix it. They always mix it with rice and bread and cornbread and all. And so you already cooked the bean that's going to bloat you and give you gas. And then you eat it with all this other stuff. Now, when you sprout beans, you don't have that issue.
Yeah, you don't really have that issue when it's sprouted. But when most people are not going to sprout it, they need to come to you. They got to come to you. You got to fly in. Come hang out at Babette.
And then eat and then go to you to get a colonic. That's right. And then tune in for Sunday Bites on Sundays and get some more tips. That's all. Just move to LA. Who is that?
What the heck?
Right. So what else? Because we know we stopped you and started taking a lot of questions. What else you want to share that you have on your list? Because you said you had a bunch of things you wanted to share.
Well, there are pretty much different stories that, I can remember, I'm sure some of these people have never done like a liver gallbladder flush or anything like that. As you start to clean out your colon a little bit more, the therapist that you're working with will possibly move you into different areas where you can start to detox and clean out gallstones. So you actually can give yourself surgery before surgery. And I can remember I had a lady that had come to me and, she's like, I'm coming to you because, I'm going to have gallbladder surgery.
Wait a minute, what she said?
What'd you say?
I come to you because
She's like, I'm going to have gallbladder surgery, and I thought it'd be good to just do a colonic, before the surgery. And I said, oh yeah, come on in, right? So as I was working with her and I started talking to her, I said, you really probably won't need to do gallbladder surgery if you do this cleanse. She was not hearing me. At least I thought she wasn't, right? And so, I kept on, and then it's like Spirit said, just shut up. So I just stopped, and it's like, just give the lady the colonic, right? So I gave her the colonic, and then I did ask her one more question. I said, when you having surgery? And she said, like, about 7, 8 days or 10 days or something like that. I was like, okay. I said, well, if you decide, that's plenty of time to do liver flush, And so then she got up, went out, left. And later on that evening, I get a call from her, and she says, can you fax me over that thing you were talking about the liver flush? And I was like, sure, no problem. So I faxed it over to her, and she started to, and she did it. And then she let me know that when she went to the doctor, she didn't have to have gallbladder surgery. So
that's good.
People,
that's good.
you can actually do that yourself.
Oh no!
Did you go away?
What did you say?
Oh, there you go. No, just for a second. Yeah. Somebody said they need to move here to take advantage of the resources, of all these resources. Yes, come on, move here, and it's warm.
But check, you want to hear something funny? Tom. What about Tom? Tom said the reason John Wayne. Tom said the reason John Wayne walked the way he did is because
he smoked for
because Tom is so bad. Talking about that's why he walked away. He did. Plus, he smoked 4 packs of cigarettes.
Hey, I used to get colonics all the time, and I didn't, I knew the benefits, but I like when I feel a certain way, and when I always left, I always felt good, and I had so much energy, and to find, a specialist like yourself now, because this lady's asking about. Will she find, what does she say? I love the acknowledgement. Can we expect? Here we go.
Well, everybody's never going to be the
same.
Can we
expect the same thing in other areas?
Every doctor ain't tough.
Well, I think one of the things to look for now that you've watched the show is for similar language.
So somebody to be as knowledgeable as her. You go in and you interview the doctor.
Right.
You find out if they have enough knowledge for you to take a chance with them, right?
So let me ask you this. They have these colonic places where you do it yourself. What are those called again?
Yes. The unit is called a Libby unit, and that is an open system. And I will suggest that to people that are seriously impacted, meaning that the material that is trying to come out is way bigger than my tube is, because that can actually handle a bigger, because sometimes it could be like a rock. If people are really impacted up in there, it can be very large. And my tube is only 3 inches in diameter. So if I find out that as I start working with you that that's what's going on, then I'll refer you to an open system somewhere, because that'd be better for you. It'd be more comfortable for you. It's about comfort. You want to be comfortable wherever you are and with the therapist that you're working with. That's my main thing, is that I want people to be relaxed. I want you to feel like you're in a good environment. I want to have great bedside manners with you. I try to get you to laugh and talk a little bit, so that it take your attention off of what's actually happening.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Mm-hmm.
You're really good at that.
So I think that's really important for people to be comfortable with the therapist that you find, and make sure the place is really clean. The area that they're working is clean, that they're using all disposable attachments to everything.
Don't let them give you the last one. Hey, just wipe that off. Then
I'm gonna tell you, Donna, when I came in, I'm that person. I'm checking every single thing. I was so grateful that I was so comfortable.
They didn't tell you to use the tube from the last person.
Yeah, I was so, but everything was everything was spotless in there. I was extremely comfortable. You were great therapist because I mean, you know, it was mellow, it was not loud, it was perfect. It was the perfect environment. But you know, somebody's asking about parasites, how to clean the body of parasites. You remember the Dr. Goss method? Take the
Yes.
CKLS and the olive oil, and the you can get rid of worms, you get rid of gallstones.
Yeah, that's the usually when you're doing the olive oil, that is for the gallstones.
Yeah, colon, kidney.
For parasite cleanse, you'll do more of wormwood, black walnut extract. So you're actually gonna have a program that you're on where you're actually taking supplements.
Okay.
This name, and you'll be on it for like maybe 30 days, off 10, because you're killing the adults, but the adults had babies. So that 10 days is another incubation. So you're going to have new parasites that come up. So you'll lay off of it for about 10 days, then you're back on it again. You may do that about 3 times.
I didn't know that.
And usually you'll start to, some people will have headaches, and that's because the parasites are releasing a urine, and it will affect you and make you sometimes not feel good. So that's where the colonics is going to be really good for someone to do, so that you're constantly like getting that stuff out. And actually you can start to see them if they're there. You can even start to see them on the bile that comes out in the toilet. You'll start to see the parasites that are in there. So I think periodically everyone should do a parasite cleanse, because we all have parasites. If someone touches your food, you get parasites. You can get them from your dog. You can get them in a restaurant, somebody handling your food. So it's real important to do parasite cleansing. So do it a couple times a year, you know.
I just feel like I just need to get in the bubble with some water.
What's going on with you?
No, I just feel like we should just be in a bubble, like our own little bubbles, and we have our water and some sprouted wheat, and that's it.
You know, Terrah don't like no bugs. You talking about parasites and all this stuff. She's sitting here going, "Oh Lord."
Well, they're on our vegetables. They're on our fruits. They're on our vegetables.
I know they are, but I don't want to see them. Okay, listen. I am scheduled for Colonic this Wednesday in South Carolina. Any recommendations? And after treatment, before and after.
Oh, this
treatment.
is a good question.
Yeah, I'm going back to that.
So, like I said, prepare yourself. I don't know if the therapist told you that you're supposed to prepare yourself in 1 to 3 days of eating light, vegetable soups and broths and smoothies, vegetable juicing, drinking lots of water so your body's hydrated. After your session, depending on what's going on with you, she'll definitely, hopefully, suggest probiotics for you, and different things to support your colon. Like I usually would tell someone different things that they can put in their body in order to support their colon a lot more afterwards. And hopefully you'll do more than 1 session.
Okay, good. Now we've kind of answered this, but just in case you missed it, what's the difference between open and closed?
Okay. All right. Open system, you can actually operate yourself. You don't have to have a therapist in the room with you. They'll show you how to do the knobs, and you'll actually see it come out. And it's basically you're kind of it's like a really small tube that you slide down on, and you're actually in a commode, and you actually release through that commode, and you'll see the material coming out. I work on a closed system, so I'm with you the full time. So
she's massaging your belly.
I love her system because I feel pampered.
I
feel pampered in your place.
Yeah, I want to sit on a stick.
And just to let the people know, the audience, you know, there's different, like in my place, I do different times for colonics, meaning I do a 45-minute session, I do a 60-minute session, and I do a 90-minute session. So depending on what, usually somebody that's been established doing colonics for a while, then they'll probably come in for a 90-minute session. The longer you're on there, the deeper that you're going to go, the more stuff that's going to open up and come out. 60-minute session, you're going to have more stuff that comes out. 45-minute session, only if you know you've never done it before and you're not comfortable with it yet, and you're not ready to graduate to 60 or 90 minutes, but it's usually about 45 minutes.
Tom is stupid.
Tom is right. Okay, you know what, guys? We're going over time. We're going to put these last questions in because we like to answer all your questions.
Tom is
I
so
have
stupid.
RN IBD. How safe is colonics for individuals battling immune system distress disease?
Okay, so you have irritable bowel. That's fabulous for that. And what is the RA?
Would that be rheumatoid arthritis? Maybe, I don't know. I don't really know what RA is. But if you can put it in there, we can maybe talk about the one thing. I don't know.
Yeah, for irritable bowel syndrome, colonics is perfect for it.
Okay. And no, Tom, we will not be scheduling colonics during Sunday Bites and Tidbits.
Tom also said he didn't know how John Wayne rode his horse.
Okay, hold on. There's another one. And then, guys, we're over our hour.
Tom is so sick.
I have gastro problems that cannot be. Okay, hold on. Let's see, because this looks like something. I have gastro problems that cannot be diagnosed. However, I have had an emergency surgery for an obstruction in my small bowel and 10 colitis infections. I've been diagnosed with Crohn's disease and then not diagnosed. What should I do? They can't find what is wrong.
Oh my gosh.
I personally would not work with this individual just due to we don't do x-rays. We don't know exactly what's going on in the colon. There could be a thinning of the lining of the wall of the colon. And if someone puts too much pressure in there and massage you too much, that will create an obstruction. So I wouldn't do it. The only way that I would touch a person like that is if the doctor wrote a prescription stating that it's okay for me to work on you. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. And Lisa said, yes, it's rheumatoid arthritis.
Thank you, Lisa.
RA is rheumatoid arthritis.
The other thing that I would probably suggest is like a 30-day detox program. So part of it would be an internal organ cleanser, and the second part of it will be a bio cleanse. A really good one that I really love is called Blessed Herbs, BLESSED herbs, and you can get that online. And it's a whole program, and you can still eat on it, but very, very light. You wouldn't eat the foods that you normally would eat on it. And then when you get into the bowel cleanse, you actually will be fasting because every 3 hours you'll be drinking a solution with psyllium and bentonite in it that is really balanced out really well. It's a real enjoyable cleanse, and it actually helps to pull the mucoid plaque off the walls of the colon. And so that will probably be good for you.
Okay, great. Where can people find you, LaDonna? I'm going to type it in the comments so that everyone will have it.
Universal Flow.
www.universalflow.
Flow Inc. .com.
Okay, please send her info.
And I'm on Gmail. You can also email me on Gmail, and my phone number.
Okay, give me. In your Gmail is Universal Flow
Inc.
at Gmail. Okay,
yes.
Universal Flow.
Yeah, they don't say universal.
Okay, hold on, sorry. 1 second. 1 second, people. Universal Flow Inc. at Gmail. Yeah, help me be my eyes. And then her phone number is
310
310
854 1931.
1931. So that's 310-854-1931.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And yeah, we are now over our time.
But right quick, I have to say this. And so that cleanse I was telling you about, you have to go to somebody that sells new body products. The product is called CKLS. It stands for colon, kidney, liver, spleen. And
yes.
Dr. Goss had me take 5 of those with 8 ounces of cold pressed olive oil and a ½ cup fresh juiced lemon juice.
Yeah, look.
I took those, and the next morning I passed gallstones all day long. I didn't even know I had gallstones.
That's right.
I had an employee that I was her supervisor. She was getting ready to go have gallbladder surgery or something like that. Gave her the recipe. She did it, and she was able to cancel her surgery. So I think, though, it's always nice to talk to somebody, but I do know that this olive oil, lemon juice, and the CKLS, but they're new body products. You can go online and find Dr. Goss and the new body product.
And it says how much olive oil they would have.
Well, either they gave me, I'm 120 pounds, and I've been that for a long time. They gave me 8 ounces of cold pressed olive oil. They gave Rondo 16 ounces of cold pressed olive oil. That's my husband. So he had to drink 16 ounces. I only drank 8. So I'm not an iridologist. I'm not an iridologist or a doctor. I'm just giving you the recipe that was given to me.
And most of
this
stuff, guys, you can find that.
Yeah, you might be able to call New Body or something.
But anyway, we are over. LaDonna, anything else you want to share before?
Man, LaDonna, you've been amazing today.
I'm so glad it worked out well because we almost had a faux pas and we thought we were going to have to cut people. Everybody needs their whole show.
Oh, LaDonna, it was great. It was great.
I thank you guys so much, but I knew I just couldn't do a little time because I knew the information that I have and the knowledge.
No, we needed you like this.
That I needed the time. So I appreciate it. Thank you. I really hope that it helps some people. And,
no, this was a good show.
No, it's very inspiring, and I always watch our numbers. So obviously, people stayed on throughout the whole thing.
Well, it was so interesting. I mean, it was great. It was great, and I will be making another appointment to come see you 2 more times.
So y'all who are out there, go get your booty. Go booty. Go get your
booty, doctor.
Go get your clean through your booty.
With your booty doctor.
With your booty doctor.
You guys are great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, LaDonna. Have a great week.
Is inside the chat. You guys scroll and make sure you guys please go to Chef Babette YouTube and share the videos. We're trying to build our numbers there as well. We appreciate you coming here. But if you go to Chef Babette on YouTube and just start, if you have your favorite video, send it from there to someone because we need to grow our YouTube numbers. Okay. Thank you.
Love you guys. Bye, LaDonna. See you this week or next week, baby.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Everyone. Thanks to everyone. This was great. Thank you, guys.
This was a great show.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Excellent. Okay. Hold on.
Where'd she go?
She left. Okay.
You crap.